And a good day, everybody. John Henderson, Pierre the Beverage Ramble, back again with you. Another rambling edition. Rehash time. St. Ides. High Gravity Malt Liquor. 8.2% ABV. Picked this up while I was spending some time with my family. Due to an unfortunate tragedy, my mom and my dad and everyone else. So I visited New Jersey. So while I was there for those brief couple of days, I do a little shopping. So picked up High St. Ides. Introduced in 1987, excuse me, I should say. Game promised in the late 1990s. Oops. Pouring a little spill a little beer here. One of the premier high gravities that many of us probably seen a lot of the commercials of this beer. Particularly a lot of if you watch a lot of the programming, particularly a lot of urban programming growing up. Ice Cube, many of the rappers, Ice Cube, Dr. Snoop Dogg, and many others were promoting St. Ides Malt Liquor, and of course a lot of radio commercials were very popular. Launched by the Mackenzie River Corporation in 1987. The company was bought by, purchased now under the umbrella of Pabst Brewing Company, Pabst Brewing Company, excuse me. One of many beers that Pabst have, companies that Pabst have bought out. They have a portfolio of other malt liquors, of course. National Brewing Company with Colt 45. Pabst owns that. Colt 45, Colt 45 Blast, Colt 45 high gravity, and the double malt. Schlitz, all the Schlitz lines of malt liquors they have. Of course, Schlitz beer and Schlitz Light. Schlitz Gusto, go for the Gusto Lager. Old Milwaukee Light. Stroh's. So St. Ides, of course, is under that umbrella. And like St. Ides, like Miller, they're very proud to talk about their malt liquors. Proud to talk about their beers. Like Anheuser-Busch, King Cobra and Hurricane. But let's talk about, Michelob Ultra. How great of a beer that is, right? So, anyway, that's what the beer is. Very clear. Extremely clear in this beer mug I'm drinking right now. Has a very sort of sweet, very apple barley definitely is in there, but very, very strong, extremely strong sweet smell in this one. Apple and maybe some banana scent I'm getting from this. Also, St. Ides also does like these flavored brews out there, whether it be strawberry or this or mango flavored, but they don't sell, of course, the St. Ides itself. That is very hard to come by. Even when I was in Georgia, I didn't see it, but definitely if you go part of the Midwest and where I was in the Northeast, there it was. So, unfortunately, how it goes with marketing with Pabst and also with the local distributors in your town. So, kind of how it goes. Here we go. I think this is the only one that is at the 8.2% level. Some of the other beers are either at 8.1 or 8.5, and I'll give you the list of those beers. But as far as this beer is concerned, and I had it in the freezer for a good while. Very strong. very malty. Has a sort of a interesting taste, aftertaste I'm getting right now. I don't think it's... Yeah, I mean, this is I don't know. It was different when I reviewed it. When I reviewed this is going back first time I ever reviewed this. Had it before, but the first time I reviewed this going back 2015, 2016. This was like, woo. This is like, like anything I've had before. So. I'm trying to save some of this for later. I'm going to sit on this, but very syrupy, very corn-like, very... I don't know. Maybe this is a different batch that I got here, but the born on date is... Well, the born date is fresh. It says July 25th, 2021. So, BY B10201, but it looks like the date again says July 25th, 2021. So, it's fresh, especially fresh for that duration of time, but I don't know, it was different when I had it for the first time. I don't know, I'd probably give it an A score for this one, but strong, potent, very, very flavorful, the apple, but I think it just has a bit of a harshness to it. Not harsh, but I would say it's a bit, I guess once you raise the ABV up, I guess it gets become a bit more harsh. I don't know. From my vantage point, from my standpoint, it does. So, I mean, for the style, for what it is, look at it for the style. Very full-bodied, extremely heavy, very carbonated, but also there's a bit of a very malt. But I think the alcohol is kind of overtaking a bit of the malt and the barley of this beer. And when that happens, if it doesn't balance out, then something's wrong. Like Takata Titanium, that was, couldn't do that. Or Earthquake, couldn't do that either. Those are just harsh beers. But you look at the beers that are higher ABV, you look at the 8.1 beers that are out there, the list. Hurricane is the 8.1. Steel Reserve's 8.1, but also Steel Reserve has a 6% beer, a 6% version of it. As I mentioned, Old English has a high gravity. Not to mention Old English 800, which is 5.6. But also they have a high gravity version, which is 8%. That's under the Miller brand. So is Ice House Edge. We know about regular Ice House, which is 5.5%. They decided to go to the 6.9% a couple of years ago, and that I guess was successful, but they decided to backtrack and took it back to the 5.5 with that Ice House, excuse me. But they do have Ice House Edge, which is 8.0 or 8%. I'm going to do all that. And then you have this one. And then I think you also have, I'm trying to think if the Schlitz Bull Ice was a higher ABV. I think that was at maybe 7% or 8.1. I'd look at my video to see what it is. But the Schlitz V Very Smooth Lager VSL Gold, that is at 8.5%. Also another one at 8.5% is the Colt 45 high gravity, 8.5%. But of all of them, to me, that stand out to me, probably far the best one without question of a high gravity, well, two of them, is the Hurricane high gravity. That's 8.1%. That came out in 2005. That is very good by Anheuser-Busch InBev and Andy Gator, or Andrew Gator, as I like to call it, by Abita. That's a Helles Doppelbock, and that originally they wanted to originally name it Andy Gator Malt Liquor, but they kind of scratched that idea. I guess they didn't want to, make sure they want to get the right customers, buying the beer. The right customers. So, yeah. Look, overall, I mean, look, for the style, look at it for the style for what it is, folks. Nothing more. It can hold its own. It's not up there with the others, but I think it has a place. So, maybe, I guess I mentioned, the alcohol is overtaking a bit of the malt and the barley flavor of this beer. Is not balancing out. So that is what's feel that I'm not going to give this a very high score. I'm going to give it, maybe for the style, I'm going to give it a B+. I don't know what I gave it when I did the review the last time, but I'm going to go B+ on this one. So this would be an 8.8, 8.9 score. So, I'll sip the rest of it, but St. Ides, high gravity malt liquor, what it is. So there's my score. John Henderson Pierre, the Beverage Ramble team. Keep on watching. As always, cheers, live, laugh, and love. St. Ides Malt Liquor.